Hey everyone, and welcome to today's deep dive. We're going to be taking a look at what it's like to work at Duke University. And we're going to go way beyond the basketball courts and the Gothic architecture you see in the brochures. And like always, our trusty guide for this deep dive is academicjobs.com. So picture this. You're thinking about a career change, maybe something with a little more purpose. And then boom, Duke University pops up. What's the first thing that comes to mind?
I think it's easy to get caught up in Duke's reputation, right?
Yeah.
A top-tier research institution, beautiful campus, all that. But I think what people often overlook is what it's actually like to be a part of that community, like on a day-to-day basis as an employee. That's where I think things get really interesting.
Okay. I'm already intrigued. So is it more than just like Duke Educated a MFLK,
Yeah.
you know?
Rubbing elbows with Nobel laureates in the hallways. I mean, that would be pretty cool, though.
Well, you never know. But seriously, though, Duke's commitment to its employees is something that they really take pride in. And it's reflected in their membership in the Association of American Universities, the AAU. And that's not just an honorary title or anything. It means that Duke is held to some incredibly high standards
Yeah.
when it comes to things like research, faculty support,
Yeah.
and yes, even employee well-being.
Wow. Okay. So it's like they're in this exclusive club.
Yeah.
But for universities that really, truly value their people. That's really cool. So what makes working at Duke so different? Is it all about the prestige? Or is there something more to it?
Well, prestige definitely plays a role, but honestly, what really sets Duke apart is their dedication to creating a really positive and supportive work environment. They genuinely believe that happy employees are more productive employees, and they put their money where their mouth is. They offer competitive salaries and benefits, of course, but also things like professional development opportunities, flexible work arrangements, and a real focus on work-life balance. So they don't just want to attract talent. They want to keep them happy and engaged for the long haul. I like that.
Exactly. And it's not just lip service. They've been recognized over and over again for their commitment to employee well-being. Like, for example, Duke consistently ranks super highly in surveys of the best workplaces in academia, and they've received tons of awards for their family-friendly policies.
That's impressive. So it sounds like they're really putting their values into action. I'm curious, though, beyond the practical stuff, what's the culture like at Duke? Like, what kind of people really thrive there?
Well, Duke really values collaboration, innovation, and integrity. Those are kind of their core principles. So you'll find that a lot of people there are really passionate about their work. They're driven to make a difference, and they're always open to new ideas. It's a very intellectually stimulating environment.
So it sounds like the perfect place for someone who's really curious, someone who wants to constantly learn and grow, and someone who thrives in a collaborative setting.
Absolutely. And let's not forget, Duke has this long history of attracting some of the brightest minds in the world. Just look at their alumni network.
Oh, that's right. From politicians to CEOs, athletes to artists, Duke alumni are doing some pretty amazing things all over the world. It's pretty inspiring.
It is. And it really speaks volumes about the kind of foundation that Duke provides. They equip their students and employees with the skills and the mindset to go out there and make a real impact.
So we've talked about this supportive environment, the focus on innovation, the impressive alumni network. But what about the actual work itself? Like, what kind of opportunities are we talking about here?
Oh, that's where things get really exciting. Duke is such a diverse institution. There are opportunities across so many fields. We're talking research positions, teaching roles, administrative positions, you name it. So whether you're a seasoned professional or just starting out, there's very likely a place for you at Duke.
Okay, so let's break it down a little. Let's say someone listening is super passionate about research. What kind of research opportunities are there at Duke?
Oh, the possibilities are pretty much endless. Duke is a research powerhouse, remember. They've got world-renowned faculty doing groundbreaking research in fields like medicine, engineering, humanities, social sciences, I mean, you name it. And the coolest part is they really encourage collaboration and innovation at all levels. So you could find yourself working alongside some of the brightest minds in your field.
Wow. I'm picturing state-of-the-art labs, cutting-edge technology. It must be so inspiring to be part of that kind of environment.
It really is. And it's not just about the big-name professors either. Duke is really committed to fostering the next generation of researchers, so there are tons of opportunities for grad students and postdocs to get involved in meaningful research projects.
So you can still make a real impact even if you're just starting out in your career. That's awesome. What about teaching opportunities? Duke is obviously a super prestigious university, so I imagine there's a lot of emphasis on high-quality education.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Teaching is a core part of Duke's mission. And they've got a reputation for attracting some of the best educators in the world. They offer a wide range of teaching positions, from full-time professorships to part-time lecturer roles. And they provide incredible support for their faculty, like resources for developing your teaching skills and opportunities to learn from mentors.
It sounds like they really value their educators,
Mhm.
and they really want to set them up for success.
Yeah.
That's so great. But let's be real for a sec. Not everyone wants to be a researcher or a teacher, right? What about the people who are more interested in the administrative side of things?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Duke has this really robust administrative infrastructure that keeps everything running smoothly. There are so many opportunities in areas like finance, HRIT, communications, and more. And these roles are just as important to Duke's success as the research and teaching positions.
So it truly is a diverse workplace with something for everyone. But with so many different departments and roles, it can be kind of overwhelming trying to figure out where you fit in.
Right. And that's where academicjobs.com comes in. It's seriously an amazing resource for anyone navigating the academic job market. You can filter your search by field, location, position type, and way more. It really simplifies everything and helps you find opportunities that are a good match for you.
It sounds like the perfect tool for anyone considering a career at Duke. But, okay,
Yeah.
you found the right job. Now what? What's it actually like to work at Duke day to day?
Well, Duke is located in Durham, North Carolina, which is a really vibrant and growing city with a lot to offer.
Oh, yeah. I've heard great things about Durham. It's become quite the cultural hub, a really thriving art scene, amazing food, and just a really welcoming atmosphere.
You're totally right. Durham is an awesome place to live and work. It's got this really cool blend of history and innovation with that Southern charm. And Duke is really integrated into the Durham community, so you'll have a ton of chances to get involved and make connections outside of work.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's not just about the job itself. It's about the whole package, the environment, the community, the quality of life. It sounds like Duke and Durham really complement each other perfectly.
They really do. Duke really understands that its employees are people with lives outside of work. And they really encourage a healthy work-life balance. They offer flexible work arrangements, generous vacation time, and a whole range of wellness programs to support their employees' physical and mental health.
That's fantastic. It sounds like they really care about their employees' well-being, both professionally and personally. What about the social side of working at Duke? Is it easy to connect with colleagues and build relationships?
Totally. Duke fosters a really strong sense of community among its employees. There are a ton of social events,
Yeah.
clubs, and organizations that cater to all sorts of interests. So whether you're into sports, music, volunteering, or even just grabbing coffee with colleagues, you'll find plenty of opportunities to connect with people you click with.
It sounds like a super supportive and welcoming environment, but I imagine working at a prestigious institution like Duke can also be pretty demanding. How do they address issues like workload and stress?
Duke is definitely a high-performing institution, but they also get how important it is to prevent burnout and promote work-life balance. They offer a bunch of resources to support their employees' well-being, including counseling services, stress management workshops, and even on-site childcare.
Wow, on-site childcare. That's incredible, especially for working parents. It really shows they're dedicated to supporting their employees' needs. But okay, let's be real. No workplace is perfect, right? Are there any potential downsides or challenges to working at Duke?
Well, as with any large organization, there can be some bureaucratic hurdles sometimes. And
Right.
because Duke is such a prestigious institution, it can be a pretty competitive environment. But honestly, that's also part of what makes it such a stimulating and rewarding place to work. You're constantly surrounded by brilliant people who are really pushing the limits in their fields.
That's a good point. I guess a little healthy competition can be a good thing. But it's good to know about the challenges, too. So overall, it sounds like Duke is a pretty amazing place to work. But how does someone actually go about finding a job there?
Well, that's where our trusty friend academicjobs.com comes back in. It's the best place to start your search.
Yeah. We've talked about academicjobs.com a lot today, but I really want to emphasize how helpful it is for anyone looking to work in academia.
Definitely. Academicjobs.com is way more than just a job board. It's like this whole platform that gives you insights, advice, and resources to help you navigate the academic job market. You can find articles on writing a great CV, tips for nailing your interview, and even salary info for different positions.
It's like having a career coach in your pocket.
Mhm.
And it's not just for people who are already established in academia. It's great for anyone considering a career change or even recent grads.
Exactly. And it's always being updated with new job postings, so you'll always have access to the latest opportunities.
So if you're serious about working at Duke, Academicjobs.com is the place to go. It's the best way to find current openings, learn about the application process, and connect with potential employers.
Don't forget to check out Duke's Careers website, too. They have a ton of great info about their departments, job opportunities, and the benefits of working at Duke.
So between Duke's Careers website and academicjobs.com, you'll have all the tools you need to start your Duke job search. But okay, you found the perfect job. Now how do you actually land the interview and make a good impression?
Well, that's where preparation comes in, and a little bit of strategy.
All right, let's talk strategy. How can someone really stand out in a sea of applicants, especially at a competitive place like Duke?
Well, first things first, you really got to tailor your application materials to the specific position and department you're applying for. Do your research. Highlight the skills and experiences that are most relevant. And make sure your cover letter really shows your genuine interest in Duke and that specific role.
So no generic cover letters. Got it. What about the interview itself? What advice do you have for making a good first impression?
You want to be prepared to really explain why you're drawn to Duke and how your skills and experience line up with their values and their mission. Be enthusiastic, be engaging, and be ready to ask thoughtful questions. Remember, an interview is a two-way street. It's your chance to learn more about Duke and see if it's the right fit for you.
That's a really good point. It's not just about them evaluating you. It's about you seeing if you really want to work there too. But interviews can be nerve-wracking. Any tips for staying calm and collected?
Honestly, practice, practice, practice. Mock interviews with friends or a career counselor can make a huge difference. They help you feel so much more confident and prepared. And just remember, everyone gets nervous. The key is to channel that nervous energy into excitement.
That's great advice. So we've covered a ton of ground today, from Duke's commitment to employee well-being, to the huge range of opportunities they have, and even some tips for navigating the application process. But before we wrap up, I want to go back to something you mentioned earlier about finding a workplace that really aligns with your values.
Oh yeah, that's so important. When your values match up with your employer's values, you're going to feel so much more fulfilled and engaged in your work. And based on what we've talked about, Duke really seems to prioritize things like collaboration, innovation, integrity, and making a positive impact on the world.
Yeah, they really do. And that kind of environment can be so inspiring and motivating. So for anyone out there looking for a career with real purpose, a place where they can learn and grow and make a real difference, Duke seems like a pretty amazing option.
I completely agree. And remember, your dream job at Duke might be just a click away. Head over to academicjobs.com and start exploring all the opportunities waiting for you.
Top local and global universities, like Duke, post amazing opportunities on academicjobs.com. Your next adventure might be right around the corner. And that wraps up our deep dive into Duke University. We hope you found this journey as inspiring as we have.
Remember, knowledge is power. And use what you've learned today to take the next step in your career journey.
Keep exploring, keep learning, and keep reaching for your dreams. Who knows? You might just find yourself wearing that Duke blue cap and gown one day.
Until next time, keep diving deep.